What's up guys, and welcome back to Everything Kingdom Hearts. So Jump Festa 2016 showed some brand new Kingdom Hearts 2.8 and Kingdom Hearts 3 footage. Some people were expecting a lot more. For example, the emotional scene which was mentioned at D23 was not shown. No new worlds were shown. So we basically got some footage from D23, but not all of them I guess. But come on, we at least got some extra Kingdom Hearts 3 gameplay. For this video, I'd just like to go over pretty much everything that is noticeable from this whole trailer. So just sit back and I'll be right back. So the trailer started with 2.8 where Yensid mentions to Kairi, Riku and Miki that the great battle with Xehanort is close. He actually mentions that the Seven of Lights must reunite, and that the three missing Keyblade wielders, Ventus, Aqua, and Terra must be found. What is really interesting is that Miki finally reveals that he met Aqua in the Realm of Darkness. But the question we all ask ourselves is, why didn't Aqua come back with Miki? Did something happen? Did Aqua ask Miki to keep this whole thing a secret? Has she found something that is essential to Xehanort's defeat? I guess we'll figure that out in 0.2. As for the details of the cutscene, Yensid actually looks pretty good. Some find that he looks like a plastic doll, due to the Kingdom shader maybe. But let's remember, this game is still in development. The background looks stunning. A lot of detail I have to say, like scratches on the wall and the view outside the window. Now we actually had a screenshot of this cutscene, so we already knew how Riku, Miki and Kairi looked. Regarding 0.2, we still got the same footage of Aqua. We were hoping that she'd turn around, but nope. For Kingdom Hearts Key back cover, we got a glimpse of what the cinematics will actually look like. If I'm not mistaken, they showed the clock tower from Daybreak Town. Again, the scenery is stunning, the lighting is amazing, the windows actually shine light right through them, the floor looks great. I mean, this is all new to us, we're so used to the old 2D-ish graphics, that's why everything just looks amazing. Well, maybe some of you might disagree. The story of this movie, let's say, will be about a missing page from the Foreteller's script. The traitor apparently might have it. We don't know much about the Foretellers yet. I mean, I haven't even tried the Japanese version of Key, I'm basically waiting for a North American release date. And a lot of us are. Come on, Square. The name of the unions of the Foretellers are online. The blue snake is Anguis, did I pronounce it right? The leopard is Leopardos, the unicorn is Unicornus, Ursus is the bear, and Vulpes is the fox. The Foreteller is also named Ava, the Vulpes basically. I'll leave a link in the description. For Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance HD, the game looks pretty crisp, and I wonder how the attraction flow will work. An easy guess would be the touchpad on the PS4 controller. Like Tetsuya Nomura mentioned, this game is considered a remake, rather than a port. Apparently some controls will be different and will suit the PS4. For example, the touchpad. Now if we look at the gameplay, the commands, hub, or icons are missing. They're basically trying to change a few things, and I wonder when we'll get the chance to see them. Probably in forever, knowing Square. The effects in gameplay look a lot better. So that's pretty much it for 2.8, nothing huge. For Kingdom Hearts 3, nothing major was shown, but we got some pretty nice looking gameplay. It started with Sora close to Rapunzel's tower. Now we've all seen that quite often. The game is being developed by the Osaka team. Some worried that the gameplay would look too choppy or too slow, but judging by the trailer, the gameplay looks pretty smooth and fast paced. Some fans are just worried that the Osaka team would mess up. While watching the trailer, I noticed dodge roll and that you can bump into team members. If we look closely, we can see Sora bump into Goofy and he quickly regains control by holding his Keyblade in one hand. Now I wasn't expecting such detail, but it's pretty awesome. By paying attention to the focus gauge, let's call it that, you'll see why later. It keeps switching from EX to Max. And you can also notice the black bar is getting a bit longer. The command bar also seems to be getting longer. They're probably mixing old and new footage. Well, they showed the same footage of Sora walking and seeing a tower, so it's easily possible. So the nobodies that resemble Marluxia appeared. We can even see rose petals. Does this mean that Marluxia is confirmed? Has he returned as a somebody? Could he be part of the 13 Darknesses? We know there's time travel, so it could be possible. But of course, he was a traitor to the organization, so it's kind of tricky. Flowmotion has returned and surrounds Sora with this blue looking effect. So here we see Sora in his normal Kingdom Hearts 2 outfit. He appears to be in Mount Olympus, and we can see a structure in the back that kind of looks like it has some sort of pillars. So I assume Sora will be getting his new outfit later in the game, right before he visits the Tangled world. Shotlock type attacks are present, we're getting something very similar to them. Let's pay close attention to the max gauge. When Sora seems to be using a Shotlock command. Oh, and by the way, apparently we can activate a Shotlock command in midair. Notice how Sora is just floating in the air while focusing. So the gauge doesn't deplete while focusing. It seems to deplete a specific amount. So basically, a Shotlock can be used about 4 times, let's say. And once the Shotlock is activated, the gauge changes from max to focus. Sora seems to be flow motioning on the Heartless. That's a pretty interesting move from Osaka. I'm also getting some Limit Form vibe. The abilities really resemble the ones of Limit Form, especially when Sora's in midair and performing vertical spinning attacks. Does this mean Drive Form abilities will be implemented? When Sora falls in the water, he completely slides through the water. It's pretty interesting, and the water looks awesome. But will this just be a hassle? Will we be able to jump out of the water when this happens? Donald seems to cast fire at a very brief moment. It looks like a projectile. It goes up and then comes down. Also very briefly. I think Sora actually destroys a Heartless and we can notice one peak. I think Mount Olympus will be visited very early in the game. It might even be the very first world. Probably after the Mysterious Tower, or who knows. Worlds in the beginning tend to have low leveled enemies. But wait, if we go back, he simply hits the enemy and still gets 1 point. So this could also be an experience point for performing a specific move. Now I gotta say, Twilight Town looks gorgeous. The scenery, the details, and the lighting just look pretty amazing. Apart from that, we see Soldier Heartless, Yellow Operas, or due to the lighting, I think those are actually red Nocturnes, not violets. We can notice the flame design on the Heartless. These Heartless have some rings around them. Are those part of their abilities? They seem to have fire around them. Does this mean we are dealing with red Nocturnes? Remember in Kingdom Hearts 2, the red Nocturnes would summon a bunch of annoying fireballs. Anyways, the trailer showed us the Mysterious Tower. 1. Sora's running animation is really good, and it's fast, just like DDD. I really like it. And 2. Notice how the icons of Sora, Donald, and Goofy look neutral at first. Once Heartless appear, their faces on the icons change to, let's say, badass mode. Yet again, we notice experience points, but this time we can really notice that he gains XP by performing a move. The XP status that usually appears on the top left corner is not visible yet. I mean, will it be? Plus, the enemy HP bar is still absent. Now that I think of it, I think those rings are simply part of their new designs. They basically signal the release of magic. The details in the sky are incredible. It's really eye-catching. The shortcut menu is back. That's very useful and has always been part of the series. Well, for the first 2 games, Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2 basically. Notice how the max gauge switches to EX once Sora does another type of Shotlock. Why isn't the MP bar depleting? Sora is using magic. Tornado, let's say. I think the most logical explanation is that the Osaka team still hasn't worked on that yet. Finally, we see footage of the screenshot we got, Sora on the shooting ride. So what did you think of the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer? Were you hyped even though we didn't see the emotional scene? Have I missed any obvious details in this analysis? Overall, even though we didn't get something huge, I'm just happy that we got something. So what else is there to say, guys? I've been Vivi, and thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.